life and reborn. It's a happy place, a peaceful vibe, a warm embrace. Every heartbeat, every face. It's love, it's light, it's our safe space.
What's up, family and friends? What's up, my real life and reborn family? This is Janice, aka Nisi, aka this is real life and reborns. And welcome in, welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, I don't have an official intro, but it just depends on how I'm feeling that day. It depends on what the vibe is, and I will pretty much say what I want to say, right? Um, if you have a channel, you can do things however you want to do it. That is the benefit of having your own YouTube channel. You can say what you want to say. You could do what you want to do. So, with that being said, hey girl, hey, this is Nisi. And today, once again, by the skin of my teeth, I made it to vlog, no, Vlogtober, day number 6. Vlogtober, day number 6. I'm trying to keep this thing up, y'all. I'll be trying to do it earlier in the daytime, but life be life, and you know what I'm saying. But I made it, okay? That's all that's important, okay? Better late than never. That's the story of my life. No. So today is Monday, right? And I'm not really sure what hashtags go around on Monday or anything like that, but a small topic that has been on my mind is mental health. Okay, I feel like people don't talk about it enough. I know this is a doll channel, however, that's why I named it Real Life and Reborns, because sometimes I feel like just getting into the real, right? Just being transparent. And over here we have our baby Peeka. I don't know her name yet, so I don't have a reveal. However, I will be changing her as we chat and go along. Okay, so I'm gonna just call this Mental Health Monday. Okay, I just, it's not an official name, but being that today's Monday and I'm gonna be talking about Mental Health Monday seems fitting to me, right? Okay, so um, basically, it has been kind of on my heart and on my mind to talk about this subject because I feel like mental health is a lot bigger than we even think it is, okay? I believe that a lot of people suffer from it, but not only does a lot of people suffer from it, but I feel like we may think that, oh yeah, there's a lot of people that suffer, but no. I feel like there is a lot of vast majority of people that suffer from mental health, okay? Before, mental health used to have a stigma on it. It was, if you said the words mental and health together, it basically meant that you were crazy, and that was that on that, okay? But to really get into the meaning and the definition and the understanding of mental health, okay, it simply just means that you have some type of disorder with your mental up here, okay? And it can just simply be that you are depressed and you're in a funk and you can't seem to get out of it, okay? That doesn't mean that you're crazy. If you're depressed, you're not crazy, right? Okay? But that is an official diagnosis. Depression and anxiety typically go hand in hand. We know that, okay? And um, most people who suffer from depression, a lot of people that I know that suffer from depression also tend to suffer from anxiety, okay? But a person can have one without the other, okay? Now, I wanted to kind of bring this subject up because I'm going to keep the focus on me. I'm not talking about anybody in specific. I want to keep the focus on me, okay? So some years ago in my life, I was in a very, very dark place, and I suffered from um, almost like, I guess you could say, like a clinical depression, okay? It was extremely dark. I felt like I just could not get out of it no matter what I did. Okay, I had really good friends pray for me. I had my pastor pray over me. I had friends trying to encourage me, and it just seems like nothing in the world worked. Okay, this depression was so bad that it had me literally stagnant, and I could barely function. Okay, I remember getting up. I would make sure my kids were okay. Okay, dress them, bathe them, but even that to me was a task. Okay, so if you ever feel like the smallest little task in your life are so hard to do, that's a problem. So, me getting up to just get them dressed, to feed them, things like that, I just wanted to lay down. I wanted to lay down, lay down, lay down. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to be bothered with anybody. I just wanted to lay down. Okay? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because a lot of times, okay, as a parent, okay, and especially as a younger parent, I had my daughter when I was about 18. That's not too young, okay, but it is still young, nevertheless. So when I had all three, by the time I had all three of my children, I was in my 30s, okay, still kind of young, okay, and young just means the mentality you have up here, okay, so you can be 30, 40, or 50, but up here maybe 15, 18, 20, okay, so I had a immature mindset, okay. Now, a lot of times the things we allow in our lives can be detrimental, and it can lead us to depression if we're not careful. Okay, and what I mean by that is, and I know everybody does not religiously believe, okay, but I am going to say exactly how I feel, and I'm going to be transparent and say what I believe. Okay, putting this back on me, what I believe. So around the time in my life that I suffered from such deep depression, um, I honestly did not know any better, but I let a lot of darkness in, okay? And that's why you probably hear people saying you have to be careful what you take from a person, or you have to be careful who you sleep with. Hello, somebody. You have to be careful, who you let and what you let consume most of your time, okay? um, all of that stuff has an effect on you. So you just have to be careful overall, okay? It's very good to be cognizant and conscientious of the things that you let consume you, right? Um, because, the devil cannot do anything to you if you don't let him, okay? So in order for things to affect you in a negative way, as far as evil or whatever you want to say, you have to be the one to actually open that door for it, okay? And opening that door for it can be something as simple as dwelling on a negative thought, or um, not even really knowing, but every day you get up, you're speaking negativity into your life or into the atmosphere. It can be so many different things, okay? Get up in the morning and just say, oh, you know, what's the purpose in living? Or, you don't even have to say anything that drastic. You can just say, oh, I know today's going to be a effed up day. Just the smallest little things, okay? You have to understand how the enemy works sometimes, and how he works is whatever you give him, he will take, okay? So you can give him the smallest little crack like this, okay? You don't have to open the door like, come on in, you know what I'm saying? But you can give him a small little crack like this, and what's the saying? You know what I'm saying? You give somebody an inch, they take a mile. He's going to take whatever you give him. It can be a breadcrumb, okay? So that's why it's so important to, even if you may not believe it at the time, it is so important to speak positivity over yourself, over your family, over your children. It is very important, okay? So anyway, back to the story time. I was in such a depression. Like I said, I felt like I could not get out of it, okay? I had a stronghold on me. or something had a strong hold on me where it just did not want to let me go. Okay, and it was to the point of, I'm just gonna say, suicide, because obviously can't say the word, but it was to that point. Okay, that's how dark it was. It was to the point where I felt hopeless, helpless. I felt like I had nothing to live for, even though I had 3 children. Okay, exactly. So, needless to say, what it took for me to, okay, so coming out of something like that, okay, the thing I want people to understand is, coming out of something that heavy that's on you, it's not going to be a I'm out of it. Okay, it can be, with God all things are possible, but just realistically speaking, a lot of times it's not going to be a immediate thing. Okay, but you have to fight for it. Okay, so um it took one thing that triggered a domino effect for me to come out of it personally. Okay, so um like the last month that I laid on the couch, this one particular day, my smallest son, Josiah, he was only a baby at the time. I think he couldn't be no more than 3. He was talking, he was talking pretty good and stuff like that. And I would alternate between laying in my bed and laying on the couch, laying in my bed, laying on the couch, depending on what, if I had to get the kids ready for school, I would walk them out to the bus stop looking a hot mess. Okay, I'm pretty sure some people was like, damn, seeing the depression all over me because I was feeling how I was looking. So if I was doing something upstairs with the kids, I would, give them their bath and everything, and I would be laying in the bed, get back in the bed. If I was doing something downstairs like cooking dinner, I would be laying on the couch. I just would do what I had to do and lay right back down. Do what I had to do and lay back down. Now, me as a young parent, if I could change things, I absolutely would, because the thing that we do not understand sometimes as parents is, even though it is not intentional, okay, we are absolutely affecting our children by going through this emotional roller coaster, by dwelling in this darkness, by embracing this depression. And I'm not saying that I purposely embraced it, but I did embrace it because I was in it, right? And it affects our children in such a way. They may not show it, they may not speak about it, but it does affect them, right? And so, and I'm gonna get back to that because that's real important, okay? So it took my youngest son Josiah to come up to me one day. I'm laying on the couch, and he said 7 words to me. That's all he said to me. Was, "Mommy, I don't want you to die. Mommy, I don't want you to die." And I'm like, it was almost like it was so profound, because I never told him how I felt. I didn't tell him how I felt. I didn't tell him that I was suicidal. I didn't tell him anything. So for him to just walk up to me, "Mommy, I don't want you to die," it shook my very foundation. You hear me, girl? You hear me, girl? It shook my very foundation from him just saying those words. And I can't even explain it, but that is what got the ball rolling. Okay, Janice, what is wrong with you? You have 3 beautiful children to live for. You know, get up and start making the steps, okay? And see, whatever little willpower I had and whatever little willpower you have at that time, you have to use that, and God will help you. You help yourself, God helps you a little bit more. You help yourself. I got up and I got myself together. It was not immediate, but I was willing to take the steps forward, because I just kept thinking, my children need me. what am I thinking? My children absolutely need me. I'm being selfish right now. Okay? So even though that episode didn't last for a very long time, it affected my kids in such a way that it dribbled off into, spilled off into their adulthood. And that's the point that I'm coming to. Okay, sorry guys. Hold on. Okay, I'm getting hot talking. So, um, needless to say, as I got a little bit older, my children became adults. They remembered. They remembered everything. Okay, they remembered seeing me in such a state, such a debilitating state, that it made them sad. It made them feel depressed. Okay, so when people say, spirits rub off, or, you know, your vibe can rub off on somebody, it is absolutely positively true. Okay, so it affected my children in a way where, as they became young adults, they kind of struggled in that area, and I had to be apologetic. I had to be repentant for it, because even though I didn't intentionally hurt them, they were hurt. Okay, they were hurt to see their mom going through such a pain, and so I talked to my kids. They forgave me and everything, but the point that I'm getting at today on this Mental Health Monday is that at the time I was going through that depression, I was only thinking about myself. I was thinking about how I felt. I was thinking about what what was failing in my life. Okay, at the time, it was my marriage to my first husband. I was thinking about just all the failure. Okay, but I was thinking very selfishly. I was thinking about myself, and as a result, I wasn't really thinking about my children, even though I was like, okay, I'm taking care of them, okay, the bare minimum. Um, I still was missing the mark, okay? I was not being there for my children emotionally, and I felt like I couldn't because of what I was going through, okay? So, everything in life happens for a reason. And so, just like me growing up, my mom had a very rough childhood, and she was into a lot of stuff, and it absolutely affected me as I became a young adult and I became older. It affected me. Okay, it did not prepare me for life, but instead what it did is it made me codependent on people. It made me codependent on men. It made me not love myself. It made me not know myself. It made me insecure. I mean, the list can go on and on and on. Okay, so things from your childhood can absolutely spill over. Okay, if you are not given the right foundation to stand on, if you're not being nurtured, if you're not being, you know what I'm saying? So it is absolutely imperative that a parent pour into their children as much as they can to the best of their ability, and teach your children. Okay, teachers are there absolutely for the purpose of teaching them, but you have to teach them the ins and outs of life. Okay, because life is very harsh and is not kind to anyone. Okay, and if you don't do it yourself, no one else is going to do it for you. That's how you have to kind of look at life. Okay, because although you may come across some very kind and beautiful and wonderful souls in life, you still have to have the mindset that I need to depend on myself. I need to love myself. Because at the end of the day, if a person decides to flip on you, you won't be all up in arms, and you won't be just a complete wreck. It won't shake your foundation, okay? So expect nothing from people, okay? Expect nothing from a person. So that way it won't be a letdown, okay? People being nice to you, and you know, all of the great things that may come in life by the way of people, just count that a bonus. Appreciate it, love it, you know, be kind, be nice, be wonderful, be an upstanding person to people, okay? I'm not saying that you should treat people you know, in a bad way. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is be a good human being. Be good in society, okay? Love people, but just don't expect so much from people, because at the end of the day, people are going to be people, okay? And God said in his word to trust no man, okay? No man means nobody, basically, you know. So just trust in yourself, love yourself, and I just can't stress enough how this mental health thing can sometimes be such a domino effect, um you know, and it can trickle down to your children, okay? And then as a result, as you get older, when you really think about it, that you hurt your children, then you may kind of go through a little bit of depression all over again. So that's just my word to any young parents out there. Um, and, you know, another thing, be careful. If you know that you're hurt and you're damaged and you're scarred and you're pretty much damaged goods, which is fine, okay? We're all damaged goods at some point in time. The whole point is to rebuild from that, right? Is to build up from there, okay? Take your time when it comes to inviting someone into your life. Don't be so quick to jump into it, okay? I did. Why? Because I you know, I was lacking love from my father, and, you know, my mom was busy doing her. But if you can help it, try not to jump into anything, because um, if you're damaged, you're going to absolutely damage someone else. Okay? You're going to absolutely damage another person because you don't love yourself. You don't know yourself. You got all this baggage of, boop, take this box out, insecurity, boop, hurt, brokenness. So, you know, self heal, and then you'll have something to offer a person. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say. Let's see, 20 minutes I talked. Oh my god, I can talk. But that's all I wanted to say about mental health Mondays. Okay, so on to my baby girl over here. Let's go. Had to turn the air conditioner off. I was getting kind of cold. And if anybody has any name suggestions, I am willing, very willing. So, you know what? I'm going to stand up for this part. You're going to have to just see my fat. Sorry. But I had to put on my little, my stepdaughter's little glove thingies. They kind of fancy. I thought they were kind of cute. My hands always dry. But, yeah, this is my little baby here that my big baby upstairs got for me the other day. And so it was a toss up, guys. It was a toss up between this outfit, okay, and this is, I believe it's, yes, Carter's, and it was only $8, and this is a newborn size. Now, this doll, she's very small. She's very small. Okay, she's so cute. She's very small, and I'm pretty sure she could fit preemie. So it was a toss up between that or this. Oops. But I'm like, man, it's not even Easter. I think I'm blocking the mic. I'm like, it's not even Easter. So, like, should I really put that on her? So, I think I decided against this. Okay. So, here I have a little onesie. Okay, and I think this is newborn, and it's by Chickpea. Okay, so I'm gonna put that on her first. So we'll put this one to the side. Okay, I got this fan today. The black and silver. So if y'all see my fat, I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay, let me adjust you guys where you can see. As a matter of fact, I think I will put the computer back. I will bring her on over here in the camera view. Okay. And then every now and then I'll kind of bend down and say, hey girl, hey. Am I looking at the... Oh, now I am. Hey girl, hey. So she came with this little two-piece little sweater set on. Okay. I'm going to take that off. And as a matter of fact, let me get her a little diaper. That'll give her a little bit of extra um, fluff. A little bit of extra, so she could fill out her... So she could fill out her little clothes a little bit more. So I'm going to use this little preemie diaper by Huggies. And it has Winnie the Pooh on it. So that's what we're going to use. I should have actually used my phone to bring you guys over to the changing table. That's what I really should have did. But it's okay. I'm trying not to stand in the way while also... Hold on, mama. While also having the mic up high enough so you guys can hear me. Okay. She really is cute. I still have not gotten around to waiting her, but I will. Because I would like a little bit of weight on her. She got hair on her. Somebody's DNA. Child, they done brought their DNA. Oh, that's not even hair. That's actually the polyfill. Okay. So, oh, I know one thing. Does this... Oh, this snaps. Okay. I was about to say, I know one thing. Her head is big, but it's not. It has a little... And I'll show you guys. Oh, you're naked, but I'll show you guys. The outfit is not ugly. And it's actually, it doesn't even feel like it's cheaply made. For real. See, it has a little button in the back there. And a little pantaloon. It's kind of cute. Tiny little thing. Okay, so put the diaper on. Hopefully you guys had a good day today on this Monday. Kids are back to school. Yay! But yeah, that oh, let me find out she too big for the preemie diaper. But that Mama, is you too big for the preemie diaper? But the mental health is real, y'all. And be kind. Like Beth over at Grandma's Whisper always says, be kind to people. Because you just never know, like, what they may be going through mentally. Somebody may be on the brink of snapping if it's her. Because she's sitting there. Somebody might be on the brink of, physically snapping or something like that. You just never know. Be kind to people. Little tiny. Let's get this little girl dressed. I had a good day today. I did a little bit of running around. I cooked dinner. I made everybody, and they wasn't happy about it, but I needed to lose. See this? See all this? All this? Oh, and check out my shirt. It's from Family Dollar. Because I'm 100% that witch. Okay? Um, but I made everybody chicken salad for dinner. Not chicken salad, as in like tuna salad. No. Uh, I made some chicken. Sort of like chicken fingers, I guess you could say. Yeah. Like the big, nice uh, chicken fingers. They like $25 a bag, but they're really good. The meat is real meat. It's not, that minced meat stuff. Where it's real meat, really good. And then, everybody got a chance to choose their toppings, like, cukes or tomatoes or, and of course, my son Josiah, he had to have it all. So he had Parmesan cheese sprinkled on there. I believe he might have had some cheddar cheese on there. He had the lettuce, tomato. Um, Wait, what am I doing here? Oh, okay. He had some croutons on that bad boy. What else? What else? What else? Uh-oh. Okay, there you go. I mean, his salad was looking really good, really good. But to my man, Pat, he kind of feels like like salad is not really a meal for a man. Um, but we both need to lose some weight. I was sharing my pictures of when we were skinny, and although we don't need to get skinny, I feel like we do need to. She look kind of cute. I feel like we do need to, start just watching what we eat and stuff. So, I'm gonna cut these little rubber bands out of her hair because I'm gonna put in some bows. So as you start getting a little older, um, changing up your eating habits and stuff like that, that's it's a must. You know what I'm saying? You're not a spring chicken no more. You gotta start watching your numbers, and even though, the only thing that I really have health wise and I've had for the longest time because it is definitely hereditary and um I'm scared. I don't know if I could spray this hair. I'm not really sure. I mean, I could try. But only thing I really have that's hereditary is high blood pressure. Um and I've always had cuz, like I said, it runs in my family, but Chad, I'm trying to be here for a while. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be here for a while. So, with that being said, I need to really start watching what I eat. I do. And I am. I do, and I am. So, I'm gonna put these little coral colored uh, bowls in her hair. I really hope that they will. Okay, here's one. And for us women that are either peri, whatever, menopausal, yeah, it is very hard to lose weight. You don't even have to really eat much. And that weight just be like, bam. You really do not have to even eat much. I'm telling you. So, because obviously there's some hormonal changes going on, and your metabolism now is very sluggish and all that jazz. So, yeah. Hopefully you guys can hear me. But yeah. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I've always had a bad back too. Like I'm standing up, my back is hurting right in here at the bottom. I've always had a bad back, like since before I can really remember. I've had a bad back. So when I stand too long, or if I sit too long, or if I drive too long, or whatever, my back starts hurting. So let's see, let's just give her a little spruce up here. She has really gorgeous hair. Oh my god, it's so pretty. So pretty. I'm so pretty. Really pretty doll. Alrighty. Celebrate good time. Come on. Look how pretty. Let me get my chair. My back is hurting. Hold on. Let me get my chair. Oh, I'm recording. Yeah, you can. I'm just letting you know that I'm recording, baby. That's all. That is all. So, this is how she looking with her coral and say hi to the people. Hi. This is how she looking right now. I think she looks really cute. I guess I should find her some socks. And I will, but she looks very cute. I can't believe Pat was like, "Are you sure you want that doll? She has some funny looking eyes." Like, baby, they're supposed to be like that. But yeah. Yep, her and her little Carter's thing. So, guys, that is it. Oh, hold on. Screenshot. I always say screenshot, and I never even actually do them. Let's see. I don't have a good side. I don't know. And I'm blind as ever right now. I don't got my glasses on. But yeah, guys. So, check your mental health. Okay. Be well. I don't know. I'm not telling anybody who to believe in, but whoever you believe in, be prayerful. I can't do it. Sorry. Can't do it. Be prayerful. On the road to 600 subs. I got them stupid little retro earrings in there. But I'm ready to put some names in there for the 600 subscriber giveaway. I'm ready to put some names in there. I am. Oh, she is a doll. I think she's such a doll. Yep, and that is going to conclude this. I should have put some lotion on my nasty hands. That concludes this. Hi, Mama. This Vlogmas day number 6. Day number 6. Day number 6. Day number 6. That concludes this Vlogmas day number 6, guys. Until tomorrow, peace, love.
Real life and reports, a happy place, a peaceful vibe, a warm embrace. Every heartbeat, every face. It's love, it's light, it's our safe space. Everyday struggles, we turn them into songs. We dance through reborn in my arms feels like coming home. In this little world, we're never alone. We laugh till it hurts, we cry till we're free. We find a little heaven in this community. It's not just a moment, it's who we are. Shining bright together like a guiding star. Real life and real boys, a happy place, a peaceful vibe, a